Welcome, family. I just want to introduce you to DJ Leon D. My music is a little salt and a little pepper. The salt is old school, the pepper is new school. So, welcome to the music mix, and let's get it on.
This is DJ Leon D telling you like it is. You know, I always tell you I'm not an expert in anything. I just tell you like it is. And I'm telling you from life experiences. I've been on this earth a long time. I dealt with a lot of people, and some I like, some I don't. Some food I like, some food I don't. You may not like what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you what it is. And you can decide for yourself at the end of the day, I'm going to do my own thing, or I'm going to get disappointed because he already told me that this is not what you do. Now, one thing I want to discuss today is kids and food, especially barbecues or when you go out to eat with your kids. I'm going to tell you some things. And one thing that always, and don't feel offended if I mention your race or I talk about you, because everything I want to tell you, I've seen and it applies to somebody who's listening. Let's talk about something. You know, when you take your kids to someone's house, to a barbecue or a cookout or whatever you want to do, if you take your kids to somebody's house, do not let them make their own plate. If you come to my house and you happen to get lucky to come to my house, even luckier that you bring your badass kids to my house, don't be surprised if I slap your kids. Because see, my food is not your food. My cost is not your cost. Because I'm going to have quality stuff. I'm not going to have Murray burgers or a place that, a burger is 50% fat. Nope, I'm going to give you quality. So that's the one thing you already know is going to happen. But at the same time, respect my food. Respect my food. A lot of people don't do that. I'm going to tell you how they don't do it. So when you come to my house, and if I got, food laid out, and I got serving trays and serving pans, because I'm not going to serve you. I'm not your wife or your mother. I'm not going to bring you a plate. Get your ass up and get your own plate, or get your wife to get you a plate. Now, one thing I've seen that always bothered me, I seen wives fix their husbands a plate and then tell that little 7-year-old boy, go fix your own plate. Well, he's going to fix his own plate. But what he's going to do, he's going to either get too much or get the quality stuff. In other words, I got a hot dog over here, caviar over here. He's going to go look on caviar, not knowing what it is, take one bite and say, ew, I don't like it. If I see that, I'm going to shovel it down your damn throat because you got it on your plate, you're going to eat it. Your mom and daddy might tell you, put it down, get something different. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So, years ago, I had a barbecue for my son's birthday. One lady was determined to bring her kid with her. I don't know what her fat husband was doing. He was fat. I don't know what he was doing. But as a man, when I got boys. My boys, wherever they go, party, I'm going. But what she did, it was an all boys party. It was a soccer team or something like that. But what she did, she told little Johnny, who's bad as shit, or little Biff over there, she said, little Biff, go make you a plate. And I had hot dogs, ribs, brisket, I had all this kind of stuff, because this is what I like to eat. I like the whole gamut. And I had some salmon, but the salmon I hid because I know a lot of people aren't salmon worthy. They're not salmon worthy. So what she did, she told little Biff here to go make a plate. He loaded it up. I said, hey, little bastard. Little Biff. Here's the thing. Get a little bit and go back as many times you want, but get a little bit each time. And when you get full, stop. That sounds reasonable to me. Well, little dumbass Biff here decided that I'm going to get everything I think I want right now. He let his eyes feed his stomach. In other words, I see everything I want, but my stomach is only so big. But my eyes don't know that. His eyes didn't have a damn clue. So he gets all this food on his plate. And he drops the plate. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't never seen a black kid drop a plate of food. I ain't never seen one. Because they will break their neck and break their arms to make sure none of that food hits the ground. Because they know that's another meal. That's another meal. This little kid dropped it and said, oops. Oops, my ass. Oops, don't get nothing done. So I'm all frustrated and all pissed off. He goes, oops. So I go to the mom, real nice, and say, hey, that's going to cost you $40. She said, what's going to cost me? The food he dropped. She said, you going to charge me? I said, no, I'm not going to charge you anything. Your son charged you. I'm just a collector. And she was like, what? He dropped food. That's very, very good food. Now, if you'd have made it for him, he wouldn't have dropped it. You possibly could have dropped it, but not him. And she was like, are you serious? I said, oh, yeah. In this house, we don't throw food away. We don't throw food away. She seemed surprised. I said, let me ask you a question. If you go to McDonald's, they give you a couple of burgers, fries, soda. You pay for it. If you drop it, do they give you the same thing again free? She said, no. Exactly. He still looks hungry to me. He still wants to eat. So my logic is either he don't eat anymore here because he's spilled what he ate, or you pay me and he gets more food. And she was like, well, I didn't realize that's how it worked. I said, yeah, that's how it works. If you go in a restaurant, they give you a steak, you pay for it. You drop it, they don't give you another one for free. No, that's not how it works in any restaurant I've been in. And so she said, well, I'm going home. I say, fair enough. Little Johnny, little Biff still looks hungry. Fair enough. So you're gonna leave here, go somewhere, feed him, pay money for it, and go wherever you're going. She said, exactly. You can stay here, pay me, and go wherever you're going. Then it's all even. Everybody's happy. Because I think your other son want to stay with his friends. But I could be wrong. But it looks like he wants to stay with his friends. So she had a major problem with that. She did. She thought he was going to waste my food and eat again. Nobody wastes my food. And my whole point is that when you go somewhere and someone else is feeding you, respect their house, respect their food, respect what they paid for it. You don't get to go there and waste anything that's not yours, especially when it's free. You don't have that right. Now, I know a lot of you think you have that right. Your kids are your kids. Nobody loves them more than you because I can't stand their ass. I can't stand them. So you got to go there and you got to say, hey, I'm going to fix my husband a plate because you know he's fat. You know he's going to eat. I'm going to fix my son a plate who's going to be fat. But at least Mr. Leon won't charge me for the food he going to spill. I was at Aunt Annie's one day, this pretzel joint. And I was with my son, and there was a kid in front of us. The kid told his mom what he wanted. He said, I want an apple pretzel. So, so his mom ordered an apple pretzel. My son wanted, he said, this cinnamon with pepper pretzel. I said, not a problem. Well, the kid in front of us got his pretzel. My son got his pretzel. I knew my son was not gonna like that pretzel. I said, he ain't gonna like this at all. But but he was a typical 6 or 7 year old kid. I said, okay, he ordered some stuff he's not gonna like. The kid in front of me, He took a bite of the pretzel he had, and he just threw it down and threw a tantrum. I looked at my son. My son took a bite. Dad, I don't like this. I said, okay, I don't want it. I said, tell you what, we going home, that's all you're going to get. Well, little Biff ordered a different pretzel. I told him, I'll beat the shit out of you if you want another pretzel. That's all you're going to get. I told you when you ordered it, I don't think you're going to like it. But yep, he changed his mind, ate all of it. Didn't say another word all the way home. I said, if you don't like it, drink a lot of water. It'll come out. But he learns his lesson. But the little kid in front of me, his mom ordered him another pretzel. And those pretzels were like $6.99 each. I said, that ain't me and my family. We do not do that kind of stuff. We don't do none of that. And he was like, well, you know, I said, you ain't him and I'm not her. That much is obvious. How she treat him is not how I'm going to treat you. So she fell for that. I'm your dad. I ain't falling for that. So my whole point is, a lot of people let their kids determine what they're going to eat. They let their kids determine what the kids are going to eat. In my house, my kids are lucky they eat. They don't get into what they're going to eat. They ask, are we going to eat? Their word is the if. Are we going to eat, Dad? Oh, yeah, you're going to eat. And it's going to be what I like. I got a friend, his wife cooked 2 or 3 meals per day at one time, 3 times a day. Because everybody in the house eats something different. One kid don't eat vegetables. One kid claim they're a vegan. One kid, is a meat lover. And she tried to make them all happy. Don't ever try that at my house. My house, I cook a meal, or if the wife cook a meal, you eat or you don't eat. That's the only 2 options you got. What you gonna eat ain't even on the damn table. That's not a damn option. Ain't no what we gonna eat. And I'm gonna tell you how much you're gonna eat, because you're not gonna be fat. You're not gonna be fat. I see people who got little fat kids. I was in Costco one day. This kid must have been 12 years old. Now, Costco give you a 1/4 pound hot dog, all beef, for like $1.50. This kid had a hot dog and a slice of pizza. He had a little sister, might have been 9 years old. I just assumed he had one for her, one for him. When that kid sat down, he took a bite of the hot dog with about 2 pounds of relish on it. And he took a slice of, he took a bite of the pizza. The pizza was like a quarter of a normal pizza. It was big as hell. Costco slices are big. And I looked, and she said, don't stuff yourself. I said, that kid already stuffed. He's like a damn teddy bear. He already stuffed. What you mean don't stuff yourself? He's 12 years old, and he's all of 225 pounds. He's 5'5" and about 5'5" wide. And I'm thinking to myself, he's been eating that way for a while. You should have got that. You should have got that under control long time ago. Because now your son is looking like your husband, who looks like you. How people can eat themselves into certain conditions always baffle me. But don't let your kid be that way. Because I'm going to tell you right now, kids make fun of kids. Kids would take the self-esteem out of other kids. They do it because how you look. A lot of people think how you dress is important. How you look in middle school is everything. Nobody wants to be that fat kid in middle school. You don't want your kid being that fat kid in middle school, because the non-fat kids are going to make fun of the fat kid. They can make fun. He's not gonna have a lot of friends. I don't care what some psychiatrists tell you. Oh, he got low self-esteem. No, he fat. He fat. Get over it. That's just how life works. Well, They pick on my kid because he's fat. They know they can punch him and he can't run. I knew that 40 years ago in school. I can punch him and he can't run. The only thing you gotta make sure of is that a fat kid don't grab you. Because if they grab you and get a hold of you, ooh, that's a different problem. Fat kid, they don't feel physical pain because they're fat. And it's kind of like punching water. They don't feel physical pain. They feel mental pain. So when you go to somebody's house, nothing worse than have your little fat kid making a plate. Let everybody know you care about your little fat kid. Let everybody know I'm going to make you a plate. It's going to be full of greens, full of vegetables. I'm trying to get my kid healthy. I'm trying to work with him to look like he's trying to get healthy. Don't have your kids sitting there eating all the damn hamburgers, 3 of them, with a bunch of ketchup and bread and no vegetables or no fruit. When my kids, and they're not fat because I don't play none of that. My kids, when they go, what I do for them and my wife, you're going to have some vegetables first or a fruit first because we're going to flush your body out unbeknownst to you. So we do all that first. Then you can get a meat, but that filler, vegetables or fruit, that's filler food, that's ready to flush anything on top of that right on out. So when you get that burger, you're going to be semi-full already. You're going to want 1 or 2, a burger and a hot dog over a period of time. You're not eating both of them back to back. No, you're not doing that. And you're not eating any cheese outside of the cheese on your cheeseburger because cheese is going to just stuff you up. Then you're going to come home and ruin my damn bathroom. No. So we're going to maintain your diet for you. We're going to make sure that your diet is what we want your diet to be and not what you want it to be. And like I said earlier, it's not a negotiation on what you're going to eat. That's why my kids never stay the night at other people's houses. Because I know you're going to give him everything I said don't give him. I don't mind my kids having a lot of different stuff. But you're going to be mixed in there with the right stuff. I get people all the time saying, well, you know, he likes burgers only. I got a niece that don't eat vegetables. I don't think she had a vegetable since she was like 9 years old. And now she's almost 18. And my family looks and say, why she chubby? She ain't chubby. She fat. But now, at her age, she's trying to correct that. But I blame my brother-in-law for that. I blame him for that. Because I remember when she was like 5 years old, we would go to Chick-fil-A at Disney World. He would get an 8-piece nugget and get eight condiments. She would suck up one little thing of condiment per nugget. And I said, that's not healthy. She's just a baby. Well, guess what? Babies get fat. Some lose that, some don't. I'm not thinking she's going to lose that. I'm thinking she's just going to be the way she's going to be. But it didn't bother him because he's a big dude. I said, big girls, I'm telling you right now, they're going to get the love they need somewhere else. And you're going to be a granddad real quick. You're going to be a granddad real quick, and it happened. Well, I give her a look. No. Fat people ain't picky about who they go to bed with. Fat people ain't picky about who they love. Fat people ain't picky at all. Because fat people look and say, what are my options? They got no options. The first person that says hello, they say, let's go. So that's how life works. This is your boy Leon D. We're talking about kids and food. Don't let your kids fool you, and you make sure you feed them the right food. It could be too late. I see a lot of that out there too. So kids should not serve themselves. Kids should not create their own diet. To me, if a kid's going to create their own diet, Why not send the kids shopping for food? Save your time. DJ Leon D telling you how it is. Peace.